right, well, welcome to another fast-paced segment of the Weeder's Digest radio show, and I'm your host, Bruce Wallstrom of WeedersDigest.com. And today our special guest is one of our incredibly resourceful partners. We've got Jerry Davis of Aquacleaner Environmental with us today. And Jerry, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Bruce, for having me. We appreciate the opportunity.
Well, great, and I'm glad to have you here, too. So let's just get right to it. We've only got a few minutes, so let's get started. Tell us a little bit about Aquacleaner Environmental.
Well, Aquacleaner Environmental is a waterfront restoration company. Our premise is to offer real sources of remediation to solve a variety of problems that people are having in the water.
Gotcha. So, and tell me about, now you've got a number of different options for what you call dredging. So let's just walk through those.
Well, we offer two types of processes. One is suction harvesting. The other is known as suction dredging. Suction harvesting is simply going underwater and extracting invasive and unwanted plants by the use of a special type of suction device which extracts the plants in its entirety and its rooting system. We also take out the years past plants, which we found offers the best means of reducing the growth of these types of plants. Suction dredging is a form of dredging where we actually remove the accumulated organic sediment and pump them out of the water. It's just like any other form of dredging, but ours really is the focus of the organic sediment, not necessarily altering the natural bottom.
Now, I've had a chance to see some of these results that you've shared with me in the past, but tell us a little bit about the results that your customers have seen with a suction harvester.
Well, suction harvesting can really solve problems in the water. You can use it for something as simple as removing leaves and sticks and debris that's accumulated in your shoreline property. And you can also use it to take out a variety of types of plants, from tuber-rooted plants like hydrilla or lily pads to much more common plants in this area, which would be the various types of milfoil, curly pondweed, and elodea. We've seen phenomenal results with regrowth as low as 10% after just one significant application. And what I try to educate people on is the dynamics that go on in the water are the same that go on in your backyard. So taking these plants out by the rooting system is truly the best way to ensure that they don't spread and that they start actually going away.
Interesting. Now, our customers at Weeder's Digest, we work with a wide variety of customers from cities and municipalities, lake associations, homeowners. When or why would somebody choose to use this specific application?
Well, the rest of the applications and types of methodologies that are out there truly are Band-Aids. Without going in there and taking out the plant in its entirety, you're not doing anything long-term to truly suppress this infestation. Weevils and grass-eating carp, as well, of course, as chemicals, will only give you a short-lived cycle of suppression. And going in and going where the action is and where it starts on the bottom is really the best way to take and start solving problems that are plaguing someone's waterfront.
Now, even just the word dredging, I think so many of us have kind of a preconceived idea of what dredging is. And maybe it sounds fairly obvious with the difference of what suction is dredging, but tell us, how in general does this vary from normal methods of dredging?
Well, normal methods of dredging involve serious disruption in the bottom, and dredging as an industry was conceived on the notion that waterways needed to be deepened. The bulk of the applications that we find are truly for remediation, where you're not so interested in making it show your navigability, but you're interested in taking and cleaning up an area and bringing it back to its natural state, and suppressing the spread of various types of plants. And those plants live there, and if chemicals have been applied, then the byproduct of those plants after they die and decompose is the accumulated sediment on the bottom. So our disruption in the water is minimal, and our disruption upland is also minimal, and those are the two true characteristics that the state's interested in when issuing permits for this type of activity.
Which I guess in today's age where there's a lot of conversation about environmentally friendly and green solutions, I would say you're about as green as it gets, really.
We are very green, and it's a common sense approach that, yes, when people first hear of it, do raise their eyebrows and around questions about bottom disruptions. But once they've seen and understood it, or talked to one of our advisory board, who all have lots of letters after their names, truly get a better understanding that all we're doing here is working through the first few inches of the bottom to be able to get the plants and the rooting system out. And when necessary, yes, we get a permit, and then we go after the soft bottom and bring the bottom back to its natural state, where it's much tougher for plants to spread and to take hold in.
Gotcha. Now, in general, other types of work or applications that you offer, just a little bit about that.
Well, we do work for lakes and lake associations and municipalities. We do a fair amount of work for homeowners. Our services range from vegetation removal to shoreline work, where we actually take out a lot of the debris that's filling in a shoreline. Not only is it good for the people, their feet, and their kids to go in, but believe it or not, it actually helps in the fish to be populate, because they don't have great success where there's huge amounts of debris on the bottom. They can around with that little tail of theirs. In terms of dredging, we do a lot of lakes, ponds, golf courses, and the homeowners' properties in front of their houses, canals and tributaries that have become inaccessible for the flow of water to move in as well.
Gotcha. And then how about as a company? I know that you do offer you have some options with equipment itself. Just explain that for us.
Well, we will happy to do service work. My guys travel all over the country doing jobs for various people or organizations. We also lease and sell our machines. We have several sizes of these machines, starting with a homeowner model and ranging all the way up to an industrial model geared for large-scale projects. We also have the ability to set people up and work jointly with us in a business opportunity where they'll do the work and take care of the logistics on site, and we will teach them the art of what we do, as well as provide them all the technical assistance and, of course, the equipment. So a lot of opportunities for people to get involved in this, whether they need us for their home or they need us, they're looking for a great business to get into.
Gotcha. Well, and I know that now some of the people are going to be listening to us live here. Others might see the video and be able to see some of these images of some of the equipment, and then other people may be picking this up on a podcast or another method. And if you aren't seeing those images in front of you right now, just you can contact us afterwards, and we'll make sure that we send that on. And Jerry, I think one of the things that I had the chance to meet you in a completely different part of the country, and I guess I was impressed with a lot of the endorsements, and I shouldn't say endorsements, approvals that you're receiving from different environmental committees and quality associations and things like that. So I'm thrilled to be partnering with you on this. And as we kind of reach the end of the show, we're really out of time, but I just want to thank you for what I would consider to be a very brief introduction to this innovative solution. And of course, based on past experience, our listeners are going to want more information from us. And that can be found at weedersdigest.com, or I'm sure they can reach you directly. Jerry, what would be the best way to reach you direct?
Well, aquacleaner.com, or my email address is aquacleaner@aol.com. And we appreciate the opportunity, Bruce. I know you guys are doing a great job on your end, representing a whole range of options, and I truly believe that this could be a very viable one for people with the right types of problems and that want to get into a management plan that helps address these issues, not looking for a one-shot miracle cure.
Great. Jerry, we've got to run, but really want to thank you for introducing Aquacleaner Environmental to the Weeder's Digest today, and we look forward to future updates. Maybe we can have you on a future show. And remember, for all of our listeners out there, you can contact us direct for all your lake and pond management needs at weedersdigest.com at 877-224-4899, or as